Hundreds of Syrians took to the streets of Damascus in scenes of jubilation following joint airstrikes by the US, France and Britain. Danny Mackey, a British-born journalist in Syria, says there's a sense of relief the Allies didn't cause more damage.
It's definitely a case of, what's the worst that Trump's going to do? He's not going to be able to succeed in a policy of regime change because the Russians are here, the Iranians are here. The Syrian state has a lot of allies, and the Assad-led government at the moment is on this path to victory. So what could have struck them and actually created more havoc and more chaos was significant targeting of military infrastructure, not the research facilities which they actually targeted, which were perhaps emptied before the actual attacks took place. That's what the main fear in Damascus was in the lead up to these attacks, that Trump would take a decision to attack all of these different highly sensitive military and security locations. Now, what happened in the end was what we all thought would happen. It was a small amount of shock and awe for a period of 1 hour, and they attacked very limited strikes.
The Western allies say there will be no more attacks for the moment. This is good news for Syria, says Mackey, which doesn't have the stomach for a long-term fight with the West.
They've taken a few hits and they've dealt with it, and they've turned it in terms of the internal state-wise situation into some sort of small symbolic victory, that they're still here, things are as normal. But it's definitely not in their interest, nor do I think they want to continue escalating things with Trump or with any other Western states for that matter, because at the end of the day, they've got a country which is almost completely destroyed. They can't just rely on non-European and non-Western states. Western states are going to have to come back into the game to Syria at some point in the future. How that will happen remains to be seen. But at the moment, the Syrians would be very unwise to actually provoke Trump even more. So you get a lot of statements from civilians. I was out yesterday talking to some people, and the feeling was that, what's the worst that's going to happen? Not worse than what's actually happened over the previous 7 years.